to look at a number of innovative strategies to try to make the quality of life in your respective neighborhood better. So I will just tell you that these partnerships are critically important. As you all know, it's been well chronicled, and this department's not going to be about excuses. But we do have some staffing issues, of course, and there's a great number of demands. I looked at the survey results and saw gang issues, drug issues, issues at the park, speeding, homeless issues, so on and so forth, and we do have some staffing concerns, and I'm stretching that tablecloth as hard and as tight as I can to cover that table and address all the issues in an adequate way. The department's not about excuses, but it is about us trying to grow these partnerships, and you can't have a safe neighborhood if I was the only team in the game, and I certainly can't make your neighborhood safe if you weren't in the game, so let's work together on it. We can get some measurable results, I'm absolutely confident of that, but we just have to work together. So I am happy to report that crime is down by 8% in Modesto across the entire board. So that's a testament to the hard work of the neighbors and the police department as well. Burglary is down about 10%, larceny is down about 11%, and gang violence is down about 37% when we study that versus the same period last year. So anyways, let me answer some questions. Can you address garage bands, noise levels, and the numbers, hours of the noise? Is that a problem? Well, I will tell you that your peace can be disturbed at any time of the day or night. So if it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, that band is a nuisance, and you feel that there's the best response is the response from your police department, you can call. I will tell you at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, we'll probably ask for a name, person that we can contact, and do you want to sign a complaint? And if you say, no, I want to remain anonymous, we may not dispatch on that at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We will dispatch anonymously on noise complaints after 10 o'clock at night. But at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, if your peace is disturbed, that band does not have a right to disturb your peace, and you can call and we will respond. And we can take some enforcement action if necessary. Next question I got is, what can be done if one of your neighbors has too many autos that they have to park in front of other neighbors' houses? Unfortunately, if the car is licensed, the registration is current, they're not blocking a driveway, they're not blocking a fire hydrant, they're not parked in a handicap zone or a red zone, but they're parked legally, and not for longer than 3 days at any one stretch at a point in time, there's not a lot that can be done. It's a city street, and I can park in front of someone else's home, as inconvenient as that may be, and that not necessarily be illegal. But you throw in other things, as I said, blocking a driveway, a fire hydrant, a time zone or red zone, those kinds of things. That changes the dynamics a little bit, but just parked on the street in front of your home is not a law violation. What I would ask you to do, if you can, is try to get some compliance. You know, let's all try to be good neighbors. Ask that person, hey, you know, my son or daughter's coming home, they're coming home for dinner, whatever the case may be, can you try to park somewhere else? If the guy says, no, that's where I'm going to park, you're pretty limited, we're pretty limited as to what we can do. That's not a violation of the law, but I would ask you to try to appeal to their good sense of being a good neighbor and try to get voluntary compliance if you can. Is there a cutoff time for noisy household stereos, yelling, loud vehicles, etc.? If so, how does one go about resolving the issue without confronting the offenders directly? Call us. If it's after 10 o'clock, as I said, a motorcycle that's stereo, a live band, you can call us, you can say you want to remain anonymous and you want the noise to shut down. We'll respond, we'll make contact with that person, we'll ask them to turn the noise down, shut the band down, whatever the case may be, try to get some peace and quiet. It may not be the cure-all, the end-all. It may start up again tomorrow and the next night. Sometimes enforcement's the best solution, but we will respond. If you want to remain anonymous, we will deal with that issue. Sometimes, again, I'll go back to what I said earlier about the parking problem. Maybe try to get some compliance. I know neighbors can be difficult sometimes, but if you said, hey, I live here, I got to go to work, my kids got to go to sleep, whatever the case may be, can you just turn the music down? Can you turn the stereo down? Shut the band down? Maybe they'll listen. If they don't, you can involve us, but we'll get involved if need be, not a problem. Enforcement action, we'll be happy to do that, but when we go to court, we'll have to have somebody who's willing to say that my peace is disturbed, that I will testify in court if need be, that my peace was disturbed, because unfortunately, a police officer will be a witness that the music was loud, that the band was loud, and he'll testify in court to what he heard, what he observed, but he's not a victim in that sense. He can't tell the judge or the jury that it was his peace that was disturbed. That's going to be your job. So it's purely your decision as to whether or not you want to get involved in the system, so to speak, or do you just want to continue to get voluntary compliance, but that often is not necessarily the cure-all for these types of situations. So let me just end and turn it over to Julie, I think. Julie Hannon. But thanks for the opportunity to be here tonight. If you have any questions of some of the uniformed officers, feel free to come and ask us. My crime prevention officer is not here tonight. She had a conflict, but we'll get you her name and her phone number. I want each of you to look at your home and you know, we used to give advice many, many years ago. Look and be good witnesses. Look through the slats in the mini blind, so to speak. I want you to get out in the front yard. I want you to know that if there's suspicious activity, I want the people to know that this is a neighborhood that's being watched. This is a neighborhood that cares. This is a neighborhood that doesn't invite crime or suspicious activity, and we're going to weed it out. We're going to get rid of it. And just give us the opportunity to come interact with that suspicious person. If they belong in the neighborhood, they're legitimate, no problem. We go about our separate ways. If they don't belong in the neighborhood, they know they're being watched by a community that cares. So keep up the good work. Thank you.